The investigation found that 14 men and boys have died since October of 2009, but none of the agents involved have been criminally prosecuted. Newsource reporter Roxana Popescu traveled to Mexico to speak to a man who was shot by a Border Patrol agent and lived to tell about it.
Just on the other side of this fence, about an hour south of Tucson, is Nogales, Mexico. For Mexicans trying to get into the U.S. illegally, the dusty hills of the desert are a popular route as migrants attempt to escape the view of U.S. Border Patrol agents. But sometimes they get caught. We're here in Walker Canyon, Arizona, a few miles north of the U.S.-Mexico border, where in 2010 a man named Jesus Castro Romo was shot in the stomach by a U.S. Border Patrol agent while he was trying to enter the U.S. illegally.
We crossed the border at 6 in the morning. Then the coyote told us to wait for him there because there was a lot of Border Patrol there. Then they told us to run.
He describes his encounter with a border agent on horseback when he was caught, as he calls it, somewhere near the line. He claims the agent hit him several times with the horse's reins as he tried to find cover.
I told him, "Calm down. Why are you hitting me? Calm down." And then he told me, "I'm going to shoot you."
And he did. Castro was shot in the side. The bullet grazed his spine and lodged in his stomach.
And when I fell, he was pointing at my head, from here to where my dad is sitting, and he told me, "I'm going to kill you, you son of a bitch. Don't move. I'm going to shoot you in the head," he told me.
The agent didn't shoot Castro a second time. Instead, he went for medical help. When he returned, more than an hour later, the agent accused Castro of trying to hit him in the head with a rock. Statistics gathered from Customs and Border Protection and our investigation show fatalities involving agents have increased between 2008 and 2012, the time period we examined. In many of the cases, the border agents claim the migrants were throwing rocks. Castro is now suing the American government, a gutsy move for a Mexican citizen who entered the country illegally. He points to scars on his stomach, his side, and along his back. He takes several pain medications every day and walks with a cane. In court documents, the government argues force was necessary against Castro. The document reads, "Plaintiff, who was suspected of committing the felony of illegal entry into the United States, was attempting to avoid arrest, and the agent was justified in using physical force to effect a lawful arrest and prevent escape." William Reisner is Castro's lawyer.
The government should care about its agents behaving properly.
Reisner says the lawsuit is about money. Castro can no longer work and feed his family. But, Reisner says, justice should be served too.
When you see that no matter what happens, they don't get prosecuted. And when you sue them and they don't cooperate and give you information and try to arrive at just results and just behave like the worst of the insurance companies, I mean, it's wrong.
Joining me is Newsource reporter Roxana Popescu. Roxana, thanks for being here.
Thank you, Joanne.
I want to talk, first of all, about some numbers. You mentioned in your report that in the period of time that you looked at, the number of fatalities had actually increased. Can you break down those numbers for us?
Yeah, sure. So in fiscal year 2008, there was 1 death. In 2009, there were 2. In 2010 and 2011, there were 5 deaths in each of those years, and then so far this year, there have been 4 deaths.
Now, I know you also contacted Customs and Border Protection to comment on this story. You did get a statement. I want to show our audience, in part, what the statement reads. They say the overwhelming majority of CBP employees and officers perform their duties with honor and distinction, working tirelessly every day to keep our country safe. CBP takes every allegation of misconduct seriously and fully cooperates in the investigation of such allegations. Now, you did, however, get a chance to speak with the president of the union representing Border Patrol agents. What did he say?
He said that it's gotten to be a lot more dangerous on the border as agents are being ordered to patrol closer to the U.S.-Mexican border. And so it's just a more dangerous moment for them.
I also heard, too, on your report earlier today that he mentioned that he has some concern that if, in fact, these numbers are going up of fatalities, he says he's worried, too.
Yeah, at the end of our conversation, he said he's concerned that, the agents are being put in a position where they would need to resort to force, 14 times fatally in the past few years. So he said that's concerning.
Now, you're going to be back tomorrow for part 2. What can we expect?
We're going to be looking there at the challenges of prosecuting these cases. There's a lot of different pressures, political pressures, evidence challenges. So we're going to be speaking with some lawyers, county attorney in Arizona, and look at some of the cases in depth.
Okay, Newsource reporter Roxana Popescu, thanks for being here. I want to send our audience to our website because there's so much more information. I know there's video, there's a lot of photos, kpbs.org/deadlypatrols.
Thank you, Joanne.